Hey y'all, it's Nate, and I'm here with some really exciting news to share. This is the new 2025 Route 66 guide. We produced it right here at Oklahoma Today magazine, and we're ready to release it into the world. And we thought, what's the best way we could possibly do that? Let's get out on Route 66 and let's have a great big party. So on Saturday, March 29th, we hope you'll join us at Meadow Gold Max in Tulsa's Meadow Gold District. We'll be there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. We'll have some speakers, we'll have some Route 66 love, we'll have some merch you can buy. We'll even have J.D. McPherson there. The great J.D. McPherson will be DJing. He's going to be spinning vintage vinyl. We've also got the Meat and Cheese Show is going to be there with their food truck, so you'll have great bites to eat. We're going to have the best time, and we can't wait for you to join us. That's Saturday, March 29th from 11 to 1 in Tulsa's Meadow Gold District. We look forward to seeing you there.
Repeat.
We sound okay? We sound like people?
Let's do it.
And not robots!
All right, so hopefully I can knock out this intro. And welcome back to the Oklahoma Today podcast. I'm your host, Ben Lucian. Today we're talking all about the substance. And the substance we're talking about is, of course, calcium carbonate, the primary component of chalk. Chalk is something that fascinates a lot of kids, and to be honest, as an adult, I still find chalk art fascinating myself. Today, our guest is none other than USAO art professor Jacquelyn Knapp. She is the organizer of the Montmartre Chalk Art Festival in Chickasha. It's happening this Thursday, April 3rd, or I guess actually next Thursday, April 3rd, but when this comes out. We're going to talk to her here in a minute, but first a friendly reminder to please hit subscribe if you've not already done so. We have a 200 subscriber goal by July 1st, and I know with your help we can make it there. But now let's bring in on our full team here. Any chalk enthusiasts here?
We used to sidewalk chalk a ton when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. Did you?
Slightly, somewhat, but I did compete in the chalk art contest at USAO.
Really?
Yeah, because
that's cool.
Our school's not very far away.
It's
so
in your neck of the woods.
Yeah,
Very
Mhm.
cool.
I won a
That's fun.
prize one year.
Nice.
It was great.
What did you, do you remember what you drew?
A face.
A face.
That's all I remember. It was a face.
A face. All
It was-
right.
Yeah, something our art teacher helped pick out. I don't know.
I'm sure it was a beautiful face.
I hope so.
So there's no Tuesday trivia question this time, but we have a question of the week that a lot of people really excited about online.
It was a good question.
This was a really good
was
question.
A good question. So we're talking about chalk, and so that got me thinking about what are some other sort of art supplies, some beloved art supplies, and crayons. I loved crayons as a kid, and they had a bunch of different theme sets you could buy. So my question of the week this time is imagining an Oklahoma-themed crayon set. What color would you add to the Oklahoma-themed crayon set? It's an interesting thing to think about. Nathan Gunner, where did you go with this one?
I have two shades of green that I want to add. One is winter wheat green.
Ah.
You know, like this
yeah,
time
yeah.
of year when the wheat is starting to come up and it's that really vibrant, like vibrates against your eyeballs. It's so intense shade of green.
Mhm.
I love that. But the other one is thunderstorm green.
Ooh.
That-
You know when the sky
Yes.
turns green
This
and you're
is
like,
very
uh-oh.
Yeah, well,
similar
we're
to
getting
my
later.
answer.
Those were my two. So they're both shades of green.
Yeah, that is a fascinating color whenever that hits, you know?
Yeah, and I it was the one like the,
And that
you
is
could kind
such
of
an
get the winter
Oklahoma
wheat greenish
experience.
out of box crayons, right? But the thunderstorm green I've never seen.
No.
Call it tornado green.
Tornado green is a good one. Yeah,
Nader
That's
green.
probably a better name for it. Yeah,
Mm.
those are my two.
Yeah, those were two good ones. Kirsten, what about you?
Well, I'm throwing in one of my favorite colors, and it's pink because one, our sunsets are very like rose gold, pinkish color, but also pink skies from Zach Bryan.
Oh,
yeah.
Pink.
There's a lot of like pink sort of tie-ins to Oklahoma,
my
like,
favorite
more
song
than
of
you would
his.
think about.
I really like pink skies,
It's a
but
good
it
song.
kind of makes me cry sometimes.
Me too. That's why I love it so much.
It's so good.
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
But anyway, what about you guys?
Megan, what about you?
I had Supercell, which was a like blue, like a dark teal, like kind of a grayish teal,
Nice.
like a dark, like the color of the clouds.
Our colors would go well together.
Yeah, and then like Firefly, which was like a bright greenish yellow color, and then Cardinal Red and Indian Blanket Orange, and anyway, yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
Yes,
that's good.
Those were some good answers. Mine was I also had pink, but it's specifically Brahms pink.
Oh, that's a good one.
See, that's a different pink though, so it works.
That's a good one. I just thought of another one though, but sand plum pink.
Yeah,
Which would be like a pink, orange, brown kind of mix.
And red buds. I mean, pink into purple.
Absolutely. It's a colorful state. What about you, Chris?
Chris, behind the camera.
Okay, I was totally confused on this question for a while until I saw the online answer. I was like, oh, I get it. And so one of them is sort of similar, but Mountain Boomer Turquoise.
That's a pretty color.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other one, for me, is because somebody online said I had to steal your thunder, but Scissortail Yellow, but I like the Scissortail Rose that's under their wings and a little bit more on their breast, but mainly it's kind of in their wing pit. Whatever that is. So those are my two. So Scissortail Rose and Mountain Boomer Turquoise.
I like that. Those are really good. Wow. What do people say online?
We did have a lot of enthusiastic answers online. Karen Morris says red dirt red, of course.
Naturally.
And 4 to 5 shades of purple and pink for red bud blossoms. Yes. Red buds. I love seeing the red buds in spring. I wish sometimes I have an allergic reaction to them, but they're so beautiful.
I have one in my backyard, and I'm any day now.
Yes.
Any day, I'm excited.
Oh yeah, we're getting very close to that season. Linda Johnson Edmondson says evening sunset orange. Of course, I'm biased, but some of the prettiest sunsets you'll ever see in Oklahoma.
Can I just point out that no sunset ever contained Texas orange?
That's very true. You will not see the burnt orange appear on the sunset.
I'll also add that's another Zach Bryan song.
Oh.
As long as I'm being on theme, something in the orange. Sorry.
I'm glad we got someone to get the Zach Bryan.
Do like a Zach Bryan themed Crayola.
I got you.
Yeah. Let's see. Angela from Instagram. She's a fan of the reddish orange, like the color of Indian blanket flowers.
You're in good company there.
Yeah. Orange red. That's another reoccurring theme in Oklahoma.
We
and
see it gets both our major universities, so that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Pigeon Museum, they chimed in. Morning Dove, pinkish tan or gray.
Oh,
yeah,
lovely.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah.
I do like that too, and that's a good one, but not an obvious one. Mary Saunders said that white yellow hue after a storm in the evening. Again, yes, that hard to describe color that science produces somehow. And then finally, Kate Fritz. Now, Kate Fritz, you left so many answers, and they were all great, but I would just be here reading them all day if I read all of them. So here's just a sample of some of Kate's great answers. The morel mushroom. That's a big foraging thing throughout Oklahoma. Robin eggs.
That's a good one.
Robin
There
eggs,
is
so
a robin.
pretty.
I think there is a robin's egg blue crayon.
Is there?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
So it will be easy to add to the Oklahoma set.
It's already there.
Porter peach. That's a great answer. Butterfly milkweed.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yes, very important for the monarchs. Purple coneflower. We love to see that. And prairie green, of course.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. We're in company together, I think, with that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Kate, you had many more, and there were many other answers as well that you can read online, both Facebook and Instagram, if you want to check those out. So there's a lot more to read online, but now we're going to hear from Jacquelyn Knapp about the Chalk Art Festival in Chickasha. For our viewers out there, I did get a haircut, but don't let that distract you from the fact that and this is my French pronunciation, the Montmartre Festival is coming back to USAO Thursday, April 3rd. We're joined by the festival organizer and USAO art professor, Jacquelyn Knapp. Jacquelyn, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Oh, you bet. Happy to.
Yes. So tell me, I know the Montmartre Festival in Chickasha at USAO. I mean, it's a big time on campus. What can you tell me about what people should expect when they head out there?
If you're wanting to participate as an artist, then there is a pre-registration. So those need to be in by March 30th. We'll have a couple of extra spaces for overflow in case someone doesn't get that message, but there's not a lot of extra space. We'll have about 600 artists show up on that day. Uh, the registration, if you know, an artist wants to participate, it's $10 per square. But viewing is free. Anyone can come and walk around and watch while they're being created, as well as continue to come the days after. We'll keep the street blocked off and through Sunday. I'm not sure the exact date, but so people will come out Friday, Saturday, Sunday to continue to enjoy the artworks, at least as long as the weather allows.
Right. Yes, and so there'll be a bunch of, like you said, you can either participate or you come and check out all the beautiful sidewalk chalk art. Is the where is it exactly on campus? Will people be able to find that easily, or are there certain directions you should give them?
No, you're good. When if generally people are going to be coming down from the interstate or H.E. Bailey, I-44, and they're going to get off there and go north to Brahms, which is Grand Avenue, turn west or left on Grand, all the way to, and you'll see the university hits about 17th Street. There will be signs pointing you towards parking areas. If there's school buses, they will direct them towards loading and unloading uh, directions. So there will be plenty of information in terms of when you arrive.
Right. So tell me why chalk art and what's sort of the history there behind the festival at USAO?
Yeah, this is our 36th year to begin this. This was the brainchild of a former art professor who taught here at the time in 1989. His name was Hollis Howard. He's since retired, wonderful painter, but since retired, enjoying his retirement. This was sort of his idea to take the arts district of Paris, named Montmartre, and then create our own chalk festival based on sort of what they do in Montmartre in Paris, only make it a day event. You know, it was designed as a recruiting event, just a day to have fun. It's grown. You know, I think our first year we had it, there were maybe 15 college kids that participated. Now it has grown to all ages. We have from little kids to junior high to high school to adult artists that come out and compete for prizes. There'll probably be, like I say, around 600 artists participating this year. That's sort of an average number we get. It's in concert with Droverstock, which is the music festival held the same day. So there will be food trucks on campus. There will be inflatables. There'll be music, I think starts at 4. There will be a beer garden in the evening. So you can come out, enjoy a beer, you know, walk around campus, check out the artwork.
Hmm. Yeah, really the best time to check out
Mhm.
USAO if you haven't been there before. Do you feel like chalk art as a medium it gets enough love and respect? And what is sort of special about that as a medium?
One, it's easy, easy for easy for students. Honestly, that's the only reason. It's waterproof. It washes. You know, I mean, it's washable. It'll wash off as soon as the rain comes. So it's a very temporary medium. We need things to disappear after a few days or as soon as we get a rain.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those mediums that's easy for people to attain. It's not too expensive and it's temporary enough that it's going to disappear, you know, after it rains. So it worked on both ends perfectly.
Right. And don't a lot of us have like this sort of childhood connection to chalk and like I don't know, just making doodles on the driveway, you know?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, during COVID, we had to do an online festival where people did their drawings in their own driveway, sent us images. So we still had the competition. It just wasn't on campus that year. Um, but now we're back full steam to getting them here, and just seeing how the street's blocked off and you just see 250 drawings on the street, and it's just so cool.
Hmm. Yeah, and so you said all ages compete. There's different sort of age categories, right? How does that, what's sort of the breakdown there?
Exactly. We have a category for any age 6th grade and younger, and then 7th through 9th grade category, a 10th through 12th grade category, and then anyone out of high school or beyond 12th grade then would enter into the college and adult category.
Hmm. And is there any kind of like a best of show or something like that?
Yeah, we'll have awards. We hire 3 judges to come and judge. I do not do that. 3 judges come in and they separate how they want the categories. It's up to them. And then they choose a best of show overall, and then they can choose Judges' Choice Awards within each category.
Hmm. It's probably fun to see the creativity that people bring to the competition. Are there any designs from the past that sort of stick out to you in their creativity, or I don't know?
Oh my gosh, 36 years. It's been a lot, of course. Um, People always ask me what I like, and my response is, I don't know. I'm so busy, I don't get to see any of it. I'm so busy working behind the scenes. But people can go to our Facebook page, USAO Art Department, and there are all kinds of albums from every year going back several years at least, where you can look at some of the winners from the past. And there's been some really cool ones for sure.
Yes. So I know the ultimate sort of enemy of chalk art is, of course, rainfall. And in April, I mean, that's a rainy month. So how have you all sort of contended with the rain in the past? Has it been a problem? And are there any like backup plans? I don't know.
Anytime somebody asks me that, I try to knock on wood somewhere.
I'll do it for you. Like we
Historically,
got some
yeah,
wood right here. So
historically, we have only had a problem one year, and that was in 2012. We had like a 5-inch rain the day before, and we could not get the street cleaned in time. Water was standing everywhere. It was that, but we've been very fortunate. We've had rain start right after. A little bit of rain doesn't hurt. It's actually helpful if the street is a little bit on the moisture side.
oh, okay.
Helps the chalk to stick a little bit better. The kids will bring spray bottles of water for that purpose, especially if we're having a really dry year. Kind of helps the chalk just to adhere to the street a little bit longer. But yeah, we knock on wood anytime somebody. I always tell them I've turned in my requirement, my request for no rain on that day. So
Yes.
hopefully,
Yeah. Hopefully it's observed. Yes. I didn't
I
know
hope so.
the tip about the sort of wet or moist surface, but I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
something I wish I knew as a kid.
yeah, yeah. We don't want them to use any, permanent fixatives, but spray bottle with water is perfectly fine. It helps them.
Yes. And just to be clear, are any supplies like chalk provided, or is this all bring your own?
It's bring your own. And oh my gosh, some of these schools, especially high schools, they're practicing right now. They have competitions at their schools to decide which students get to bring their work to campus to compete here. It's pretty competitive. It's amazing how competitive it's become. But they'll practice their works at home, do their own chalk, bring their own chalk. And I mean, they're buying really expensive water-based chalk, not even the
Mm,
stuff you buy at Walmart. The most of it's like the pastel type of chalk, but they're buying the really expensive, even still water-based, but just really rich pigments. And that
right.
costs some money, but that's their choice. Yeah.
Hey, and they're serious about it, which we love.
Very serious about it.
Yeah. I'm sure through like over, 30 years of this festival, you've probably got a bunch of schools and groups that just sort of make a tradition of coming out every year.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Hmm.
Uh, I can name numerous schools in Oklahoma, but the one school that comes every year almost is from Kingston, which comes probably almost further than any other school. But we have schools from Tulsa, we have schools from northwestern Oklahoma, from Altus down in the southwestern part of the state. These kids will get up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to get on the bus to be able to drive here to start drawing at 7:30, and just they'll have their knee pads, they'll have a blanket, depending on the weather, sunscreen. You never know what it's going to be, but they'll be prepared. and they will stay out there no matter what the weather brings them, and they will just draw until they just can't draw anymore.
Right. Now, I know you wear a lot of hats at USAO as we talked about, but is there anything else going on campus that we should know about aside from the Montmartre Festival?
Yeah, that's a day we refer to as a spring triad. So we have the Montmartre Chalk Arts Festival. We also have the academic meet. So high schools are coming to compete with testing as well. So they'll take
Ah,
tests in math and science and art and music and just all these different areas. So that's another competition going on. And then you have Droverstock, which is the music festival. That will begin at 4 o'clock. Well, they'll have all kinds of bands playing. It's free. People can come on campus and listen, sit out, bring their lawn chair. It's a great evening. Again, hopefully the weather. There'll be a beer garden out in the Oval for those that are over 21, where you can, grab a, brewski and walk
mm-hmm.
around, look at the art. Viewing is free, so there's no problem there. There'll be food trucks also, and they usually do inflatables, so the kids will have something to jump around on also. So it's
Nice.
a fun day.
Yes, yeah, that is an awesome weekend or day, honestly. Jacqueline, so just one more time, can people show up that day and register, or does it need to be done ahead of time? How does that work?
I appreciate the question. It's helpful if they can get registered by March 30th. That's sort of the deadline, so we can guarantee them a space to draw. If they come after that, I will do my best to get them a space, but I can't guarantee it after March 30th. We have to spend about several days. So our day starts on Sunday. So the Chalk Festival is on the Thursday of that week. We will start on Sunday, blocking off the oval, cleaning the oval on Monday. We will draw squares on Tuesday and Wednesday. 250 squares. That takes some time to draw that many squares. So it's important that we know how many squares to draw by the time we get to that point. So March 30th really is the cutoff for that in order to guarantee someone wants to participate.
Right. And that registration can be done online, I guess.
Yeah, they can email me. They can go onto the USAO website and search Montmartre Chalk Art Festival. They can search Spring Triad. You'll see the links there. They can email me for the registration form. I'll probably have a couple of things, spaces where I can do an overflow in case somebody shows up and didn't get the message. We try to accommodate everyone we can. Again, it's just for
Right.
fun. It's not we don't try to take it too seriously, basically.
Right. You're not looking for
I
reasons
mean,
to knock people out,
exactly, but eventually we run out of concrete, so we'll do the best we can there. But try to get
Yes.
them in by March 30th if you can.
Hmm. And is there a time and place when winners are announced?
Yes, the drawing starts at 7:30. Anyone can start drawing anytime after that. And then judging starts at noon. They have to be done within an hour, and then we'll announce the awards presentation at 1:30 on the main stage.
All right. Well, it sounds like an awesome time to be out there at USAO. Like, once again, the MoMA Chalk Art Festival is April 3rd on the USAO campus in Chickasha. Jacqueline, thanks so much for joining the show today.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, that was a lot of fun. I was glad to hear from Jackie.
I've always wanted to go to that. It sounds really fun.
It's really fun.
Is it? Okay,
Yes.
we should go.
Now, moving ahead to one of our favorite parts of the show, this is podvents. It's where we go through the travelok.com event calendar, pick out a few of our favorite gyms. Is there anyone who'd like to go first this week?
I'll go.
Megan's going first.
So-
Love to hear it.
Yeah, we have the Chuck Wagon Gathering that is happening on March 29th at the Chisholm Trail Museum in Kingfisher, which also on that grounds they have the CA Mansion. I think that's what it is.
Nice.
Yeah, it was home to the third territorial governor, Abraham Jefferson, CA. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. But yeah, and that I have been there before and it's really cool. And so they're doing this Chuck Wagon Gathering, which means like all these Chuck Wagon cooks are going to gather there. and make various delicious things like stews and chili and cornbread and like
Biscuits, I'm sure.
Yeah, all the things you can cook in a cast iron skillet or a cauldron or whatever over a fire. I don't.
A Dutch oven?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I like
Cauldron. I like cauldron better.
Cauldron sounds dramatic. Like, yes, and it is free, which is great. And it's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So you can just go and, oh yes, there's going to be live music, Wild West shows, the cooking demonstrations and the food samples and gun fights, demonstrations.
It's demonstrations.
Yeah.
Don't BYOG.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's going to be professionals doing this. And let's see. Yeah, so this museum, if you're not familiar with the Chisholm Trail Museum, the mission is to preserve, collect, and share the story of farming and ranching heritage from past to contemporary. So it's a really cool place, and they're trying to raise funds right now to build a big new facility. So just another reason to go and check it all out.
It's a great museum.
Yeah, great
Have you all
museum.
been there?
So
Yeah.
Nice.
It is
Yeah,
a
it's
fantastic
a lot of
museum.
fun.
Chuck Wagon Gathering, March 29th. Don't
fun.
forget to be there. Yeah.
That's really fun.
Bring your appetite.
Yeah.
For sure.
Good times. All right.
Nate, we're all excited to hear your event. This time.
I'm sure that you are. So question, did anybody have a favorite dinosaur growing up?
Yeah.
Yes.
What'd you have?
I liked the Triceratops and then a T-Rex.
A T-Rex.
A T-Rex.
Sign language for T-Rex.
I was big on the Triceratops and the Stegosaurus because they both had spikes,
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Like they were plant eaters, but they could mess you up.
Right.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
I liked the Plesiosaurus because I brought him into the bathtub.
Yeah.
Because he has he floats around. And then the Deinonychus.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
did,
Yes.
yeah.
Which is basically like a velociraptor.
Yeah. That's what they based the velociraptors
That's
in
what
Jurassic
they
Park on.
because real velociraptors I think were very
Smaller.
small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very small.
So.
I was that kid in your first grade class who wouldn't shut up about dinosaurs, and you really got annoyed with him. And I'm so sorry to all the people in Mrs. Stubbs' first grade class of 1986, 1987. But Nate's favorite dinosaur was the Chasmosaurus, who was a relative of the Triceratops. They lived at the same time. They lived in the same area, which is in the woodlands of western North America. Chasmosaurus's name means, hang on, I lost it and now I have to look it up again, excuse me. Chasmosaurus's name is Greek for cleft lizard, and they got that name because their frills had big holes in them that were probably just covered with skin. They weren't solid bone, right? They lived about 70 to 75 million years ago, right at the end of the Cretaceous, the end of the era of dinosaurs. They were about 15 feet long, weighed about 2 tons, so a little bit smaller than like a Dodge Ram pickup. Picture that, right? So the reason I bring up my buddy Charlie the Chasmosaurus is because my event this week is Jurassic Quest. This is a thing that tours the country every year. It always kind of comes through here about this time every year. This year it is at Tulsa Expo Square, which is the home of the Golden Driller in Tulsa, from 12 to 6 p.m. Friday, March 28th, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, March 29th, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday, March 30th. Tickets are $15 to $80, depending on your experience. And there is so many cool things happening here. Kids can ride a dinosaur.
Flintstone style.
7-year-old Nate is freaking out. You can ride one of the animatronic dinosaurs. You can, there's a whole bunch of dinosaur-themed bounce houses, including if you have, I know a lot of people, when they have really little kids, they don't love the bounce house because they get kind of bounced around. So there's a couple of these that are dedicated to small children.
Okay, that's
right,
smart.
which is really nice
So
and
you,
safe.
You can bounce them at different ages.
Exactly. yeah, exactly. You can dig for fossils. You can create a dinosaur craft. You can make a paper dinosaur. You can color a dinosaur. There's all kinds of dinosaur-themed crafts that kids can do. You can dig for fossils. You can meet some animatronic baby dinosaurs and their human handlers, or human trainers is what they're called. So that's very exciting, very cute. And you can just walk around with all these gigantic animatronic dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's really fun. You should definitely take your kids. And it's also the home of the Golden Driller, so you can kind of compare and contrast Golden Driller v. Dinosaur.
Yes.
Yeah, the Golden Driller's bigger. But
Yeah, I'm ready for that movie, Golden Driller v. Dinosaur.
Someone make that.
Yeah, please do.
It'll be a dead center entry.
Yes, coming to Dead Center soon.
Totally. Anyway, so it's Jurassic Quest. It's at Tulsa Expo Square, March 28th through the 30th. It's going to be a really good time. You can just go to JurassicQuest.com. That's JURASSIC Quest.com. And there's a thing at the top that says schedules and tickets. And it goes through a bunch of cities, so you can just find Tulsa, which should be near the top, and get your tickets there.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about how that Jurassic Quest has become sort of a spring tradition in its own right.
Yeah. So have fun.
Yes.
Go hang out with the dinosaurs.
It doesn't take much convincing.
It sounds so fun. I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
Kirsten, what is your event this time?
Well, mine, I think, is one that we can all appreciate because I know all of us sitting here, probably many of you out there, are very avid caffeine people. We all drink coffee or tea, or,
Much
we
of it.
all...
And my
Highly
day, if my
caffeinated.
access to caffeine is interrupted, day ruined, basically.
Yeah, I know. I watched you do that the other day.
Yeah, we had
The
this
Karen
did
was
happen
right.
in Chris's office. We don't need to go into the gory details.
Well, you don't have to worry about that happening
Investigation's
here.
still underway.
You don't have to worry about that happening here because Friday and Saturday, March 28th and 29th, you have 5 different opportunities spread out between both days through different times where you can sign up for a route and go on the Caffeine Crawl OKC, which is actually more than just OKC. So it spans between the metro area, and so that'll be kind of between, I would say maybe mid OKC down into Norman.
Okay.
But I believe there are 14 different participating shops. All of the shops involved in this, by the way, are completely locally owned.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So there's a bonus for you as well. Support local businesses, please. But each route, you can pick which one you want to sign up for. There is a maximum size for people to be joining of 17, and then each one will have a tour guide as well. And you'll make 3 to 5 different stops along your route. And you can look at if you go online to their website, you can look at where all you'll be going for when you sign up, and you can see a map of everywhere. Some of them, you will have to be driving your own vehicle. Some of them are bike friendly. Some of them you can walk. So there's plenty of options in here, but you can absolutely get caffeinated. Go crazy.
Yeah, it sounds like
I think by the end it might be less of a crawl and more of a jog.
Sprint.
more of a tremor.
Yeah, absolutely get hyped up. But each ticket, when you purchase your ticket, that'll include your admission into the shops. That will include your drink and or a chocolate sample because a lot of these places also do specialty chocolates to go along with your drinks.
That sounds good.
But you can find all this information and more or get your ticket because you have to pre-register. It's at caffeinecrawl.com, and then you can go to 2025 events and then click on the Oklahoma City option and it'll take you there.
Fun.
All of the information.
I'm really glad that you picked that event because, you hear about bar crawls all the time, which are fun in their own right, but there's so many good cafes.
Yeah, this is actually their 13th annual caffeine crawl.
Wow.
So
I like the thought that it's happening in other cities all over America at the same time.
Yes.
Everybody's going to get a little jazzed up.
A little buzzed.
That's nice.
Traffic might be interesting that day. We'll see.
What do you have for us, Ben?
Yeah, so who else is excited for Olympic action in Oklahoma City in 2028?
So excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to, as Megan yawned.
Seriously,
Megan's excited too.
I love the Olympics. I really do. I'm so happy that
I'm reasonably excited about it. Yes.
I'm pee my pants excited about it.
It's not until 2028, but our first taste of some of the events that we're going to be seeing, which the Oklahoma City events, for those who don't know, are canoe slalom and softball. This is our actual
What in softball?
canoe slalom. And that is a great...
And
I'm so...
softball. 2 events.
Oh yeah, canoe slalom and softball.
Okay.
But canoe slalom, I'm so glad you're asking about it, because this is exactly the subject of my event at Riversport in Oklahoma City. Friday through Sunday, March 28th through the 30th, is the ICF Spring World Ranking Series Canoe Slalom and Kayak Cross. Cool. So canoe slalom, this is a sport Slalom, I don't know. They do also ski slalom. Maybe you've seen that on TV where they kind of they weave around through the gates.
Okay.
So canoe
yeah,
slalom is kind of like that, but they're going downstream in this river, right? But you go through on your kayak. You go downstream, and there's different gates set up as you're going downstream, and you can either there's some gates that you pass through with the current, but there's some that you have to go against the current and go back up through the gate.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds complicated.
It is
sounds really
a
hard.
big test of like upper body strength for sure and core body strength. Yes.
Cool.
So this is all happening at River Sport in OKC. There's different ticket options. So for the prime viewing tickets, these are $20 a day while they're here. And this is a sort of front row, shaded. There's a cash bar there. So that's sort of watching in luxury. But you can also get the general admission, which is free. So you've got two options there.
I'm going for the one with the cash bar.
Yes.
This sounds really. I really want to go to this actually.
I think it sounds so fun.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You should go.
Parking is $10 for people who go. But if you are a River Sport member, you get to attend all of it for free. Yes.
Okay.
So for people who, and you can still get your River Sport membership, by the way. By the time it'll probably pay for itself between the 3 days, and just go to River Sport a few times. So that is going on March 28th through the 30th, and for more information, you can call 405-552-4040 or visit riversportokc.org/events.
The other cool thing about a River Sport membership is you get access to their gym
Yeah.
too. So
yeah,
you get a gym membership out of it as well, which is really cool. And it's a nice gym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And I didn't mention this, but this is athletes from around the world will be there. It's a qualifier for both the World Championship and leading into the Olympics later. So
It's exciting. It's
Yeah.
really exciting. Good event.
and it's a big deal for the sport, for sure.
We love it.
All right, so now it's time for the star of the show. I gave it to colors because life would just be boring without colors.
I like it.
Yes.
Well, that's all we actually had for you this week. This has been the show. Known from here to Shattuck, home of the Shattuck Windmill Museum and Park, as the Oklahoma Today podcast. Head to oklahomatoday.com to pick up our latest issue on newsstands right now. Send your feedback to oktpod@travelok.com. We'll talk to you again next week.
Goodbye.
Yeah, please come back, Carly. Please.
No.
What?
Kidding.
Goodbye.
I'll correct
yeah.
you.
Well, okay.
All right. Okay.
And welcome back to the Oklahoma Today.
I
Take
like
one.
that intro.
That was fun.
And